Kids Fairfield area weather forecast. Sunshine today, high 88. Partly cloudy tonight, low 65. 40% chance for rain tomorrow, high 88. Partly cloudy, 82 on Sunday, and for Monday and Tuesday, sunshine with the highs each day in the low 80s. Overnight low 64. Yesterday's high was 88. Currently, humidity at 100%, winds out of the west-southwest at 3 miles an hour, and the pressure at 30.19. Sunshine right now, 66 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Good morning.
Boom, boom, boom. Good morning to you. Wow, I love that.
Very appropriate.
Yeah, we've got
Friday.
so much to talk about today. Thank you for being with us here as we get ready for the weekend. On Morning Coffee, Mike Dreeth along with Mark Turner and Tom Levine will be joining us shortly. First of all, I was stunned last night and kind of rocked when I saw the county board story as it was filed.
The comments by County EMA Director Jeff Jakes.
Ken Odie sends those reports in, and I get a chance to look at them before they get to the news desk. And when he essentially intimated that they were going to have to start thinking about hotel space because of the wave, and Tom joins us. Tom Levine, how are you? Good to see you.
Thank you.
That there was a potential, that there were 60 plus quick tests that we'll know the results today in Wayne County, and intimating that maybe a large percentage of those could be positive.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to rock this world here in our area.
Yeah, it will.
And think about, the fact that they feel compelled to try to be able to get hotel space to be able to adequately distance everybody and isolate everybody. This could be huge today. This could be news this afternoon that could push a lot of institutions into going back into lockdown mode here.
Yeah, you're right. It certainly could.
So that's something to keep a very close eye on. That was at last night's, we're not making this up, that was at last night's county board meeting, as reported as our newscast. Ken Odie was there to cover it for the radio station. That's one. Two, here yesterday, we broke the fact that there had been a sale of Airtek's property.
Let me reiterate that. A sale.
Yeah. Let's use, because I think, and I'm not a lawyer. I only play one here on the radio. Okay. Yeah. But
you're a doctor, and you know.
Yeah. Well, I can certainly diagnose this situation. It appears that under one umbrella of many companies, but still under the same umbrella, one company which owned the Airtek's land has sold it to another company under the same umbrella at about 25 cents on the dollar from what the land was originally valued at.
Okay.
So for a moment, what does that mean?
Means property tax revenue is going down.
It means that they can make the case that it's worth 1/4 the value, thus paying 1/4 of the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good news. We thought maybe it was being sold, there was somebody coming in. No, this looks like, on paper, a paper transaction. Money might not have even been changed hands. There might not have been money going. If it did, it went from one pocket to the other.
Yeah.
Finally, the other, I think, disturbing news, at least for me, was the Ed's Mediciner. I was not.
Yeah.
No locally owned pharmacy as of September
Yeah.
22nd in Fairfield anymore.
That's very disappointing to me.
Yeah.
It's
I
going to
agree.
be. I mean, when you have that kind of dominance, now we're talking about CVS and Walmart. That's it,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You got it.
You can pretty much put the price on it you want to put on it, right? I mean, it's
As long as the other one agrees, yeah.
wow. Those are all
Those are huge.
kind of rock our local culture
Yeah.
issues. Wouldn't you agree? And of course, this is 9/11, and we're going to. We had a question that got about 5,000 people looking at it.
Right.
And lots of responses. We're going to split those up between the three of us and go through those responses here as a part of the Carnaby Square question of the day. But first, let's do this.
The bucket of bunk is ready with stuff I don't need to know. But how else do we fill the time on the morning coffee show? Oh, Mike Treat, bring the bucket, bring the bucket.
Bring it, baby.
Bunk back
Yeah.
to me. Please give us something useful, something that's new to us. Teach us something new today so we can all discuss.
Yeah. Hey, birthdays today. First of all, happy birthday to Dempsey J. Dreeth. Pawpaw loves you. He's 6
right.
today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy
Dempsey.
birthday.
Paul Bear Bryant's 97, or he would be 97 today. He's not with us anymore. He's a ghost. He died at the age of 69 in 1988. A lot of people don't realize how that ended. I'm getting to it in just a second. Of course, he was best known as the head coach of the University of Alabama football team, 25 years,
Also was at Texas A&M and the University of Kentucky coaching.
and at the University of Maryland. He was at all of those. Of course, the time at Texas A&M became famous for the Junction Boys. That's when
Ever see that movie?
Yes.
Yeah. What a great movie.
It's a great movie, but you got to think the guy was a little bit of a sadist as to what he put those guys through.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. They took them out
Yeah.
on a back lot in Junction, Texas, and he murdered them. I mean, I don't know how they played. They ended up being like 1-9 that year because they were all,
Tuckered out.
yeah. He just, I don't know what he was thinking. But anyway, he retired in 82. Most wins at that time, 323 as a head coach. He had played at Alabama. I don't know if you knew that, as a tight end. And he left high school in 1931. Before he even completed his diploma, he had to go to Tuscaloosa High School to finish his education during the fall semester while he practiced with the football team. His final game was a 21-15 victory over the University of Illinois at the Liberty Bowl. And he was asked after the game, this is the quote, he was asked what he planned to do now that he was retired. And he replied, quote, probably croak in a week. It took 4 weeks.
Yeah.
A month later,
A month later, he's gone.
I believe
And,
Paul Bear Bryant is related to our friend Lamar Choate.
is he?
I did not know
Distantly related, yeah.
Son of a gun. Well, we learn things all the time on this show.
From Wayne City.
Christy McNichol is 58 today. Do you remember her?
that. She was on
Family.
Family. Yeah.
That's right. She was, she had a lot of roles. She was Angel in the film Little Darlings, Polly in the film Only When I Laugh, Barbara Weston in the TV sitcom Empty Nest. She also played Buddy in the TV drama Family. She retired from acting in 2001. She's 58 now. And she appeared with her brother Jimmy McNichols on commercials. Later, her own guest appearances on. She had guest appearances on Starsky and Hutch, The Bionic Woman, Love American Style, The Love Boat, and that was
Everybody
all.
was on Love Boat.
Yeah, that's true.
All those roles were
And
because
probably Fantasy Island, too.
Yeah.
probably, but all those roles, the Starsky and Hutch, Bionic Woman, Love American Style, Love Boat, all because she was a tight friend with Desi Arnaz.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's how she got those roles. After retirement, she taught acting at a private school in Los Angeles. She devoted much of her time to charity work. She never married. She has a domestic partner.
Ah, okay.
Harry Connick Jr. is 53 today. He sold over 28 million albums worldwide. Best-selling album in the United States is his Christmas album,
Oh, I can believe that.
When My Heart Finds Christmas. It was done in 1993.
He can sing a little Christmas song.
He reminds me of Sinatra. You? Not.
Sort of,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah. Anyway, he has a pretty extensive acting career as well.
I was thinking Tony Bennett,
Oh, okay.
maybe
All right.
instead
All right.
of Sinatra.
All right, I'll go with you on that. He was the tail gunner in World War II's film Memphis Belle
Yeah,
in 1990. He played a serial killer in Copycat in 1995. He was a fighter pilot in Independence Day. I don't remember that.
Yeah. He played the wingman to Will Smith and passed away in the movie.
Well, his first role as a leading man was on Hope Floats in 1998
Wasn't
with
he
Sandra
Sandra
Bullock.
Bullock.
Wasn't he also on TV, too?
He had a Christmas special.
No, I mean, he was on that TV show, Will and Grace.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't see
I
that.
believe
Reoccurring
so. I believe
character?
so.
Yeah,
I
don't
believe
see-
he was Grace's husband, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm going to take your word for that. He was also in the film Basic with John Travolta.
Tom is over there double checking my
Yeah.
Good.
facts.
Well, I'm glad that. I'm glad we got
We need
fact
somebody
checkers.
to keep us in check.
Absolutely. He married a former Victoria's Secret model by the name of Jill Goodacre. Originally from Texas. And they married in New Orleans. He's very big in New Orleans.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
I was down in New Orleans years ago and saw a campaign poster for his dad. Because I guess his dad was state's attorney, district attorney down
Right.
there in New Orleans. Yeah.
Vote for.
Anyway, he has
He was on Will and Grace. 25 episodes. He
Wow.
played Leo Marcus.
3 daughters with Jill Goodacre. You know, he was arrested, I don't know if you remember this, at the Port Authority Police in December of 1992, charged with having a 9mm pistol in his possession at JFK International Airport. Why do you walk into an airport with a handgun? Anyway, after spending a day in jail, he agreed to make a public service television commercial warning against breaking gun laws. And don't carry your 9mm to a major airport.
They won't let you on the plane with it.
The court agreed to drop the charges. He stayed out of trouble for the necessary time for it to go away.
All right.
September 11th, Boulder Dam was dedicated by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1936. The Pentagon, the groundbreaking, 1941 for the Pentagon. Have you ever been to the Pentagon?
I have not been to the Pentagon.
I have not been to the Pentagon, but Debbie Legg used to work there.
Yes, she told us that once. It's a great tour.
What you get to see of it, yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that you do
get
not.
to see the hallways.
Yeah.
You get to see all
And
the
there's a-
hallways.
there's a
and you
l-
get your steps in if you got a Fitbit.
You got a lot of hallway there. 1954, Miss America beauty pageant made its network TV appearance. Miss California won, Lee Merriweather.
Later became Catwoman.
That's right. 1967, the Carol Burnett Show premiered on CBS. What a great institution
Yes, it was.
that was. In 1970, the last Get Smart episode aired on CBS. Missed it by that much.
That much.
I need the cone of silence. There's a lot of people that would like to see the cone of silence come down around me. Little House on the Prairie made its television debut in 1974. The Cardinals and the Mets set a National League record. They played 25 innings on this date in 1974. In 85, Pete Rose got his 4,192nd hit. That broke Ty Cobb's record. And then, of course, in 2001, in the United States, 4 jetliners hijacked on this date. They were intentionally crashed. 2 jetliners hit the World Trade Center, which collapsed shortly thereafter. In New York City, New York, another jetliner hit the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. Another one crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. About 3,000 people in all were killed. And that gets us to the Carnaby Square question of the day. Of course, Carnaby Square is the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield. We had, like I said, 5,000 different people looking at this, and we're going to delve into this, and you're welcome to join us, by the way, if you want to call in. The question of the day, where were you on 9/11/01? We'll be back with your answers after this.
Life is all about changes. Changing of the seasons is what keeps Carnaby's fashion door evolving. Exciting styles and colors from the brands you love to wear. Set a reminder for Carnaby's Facebook Live, trending Thursdays at 7 p.m. See all of the new deliveries of the week. The Carnaby girls invite you to fall forward with Carnaby Square. Carnaby Square has convenient shopping hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and open late on Thursdays till 7.
As a financial advisor, I'm well versed in the best practices of financial planning. But as a local, I'm familiar with the same unique challenges you face every day. I know the importance of not only understanding your goals, but also you, as an individual, as a business owner, and as a family. Hi, I'm Luke Carl with F&B Asset Management, and I'm proud to be working in my hometown, investing back into the community that contributed to my success. And I'm committed to helping you with yours. Call us at 842-2109 today. F&B Asset Management, helping you realize your financial goals.
The top 5 reasons to drive for KMA. Number 5, free health clinic. Number 4, paid holidays. Number 3, monthly attendance and safety bonus. Number 2, no hazmat, no jack stand moves, and higher mounted airlines for easier access. And the number 1 reason, you will be home daily. KMA is now hiring. Call 833-237-8929. That's 833-BEST-WAY today.
Jerome here from Main Street Shop Fairfield. You know, we've been selling Skag mowers for 20-some-odd years now, and the most common feedback I get from our customers is they just don't dread mowing anymore. Some even say they now look forward to mowing, the poor souls. But for the rest of us, we say mowing doesn't suck anymore. We even get a feeling of great power as we plow through our yards. And a great-looking lawn, well, that doesn't suck either. Actually, all of us are really glad we got our Skag lawn mowers. Really glad. We are Main Street Shop Fairfield, and we sell those happy Skags. Wow! Zoom!
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when David Souter was confirmed by the Senate and took his seat on the Supreme Court?
I have been given much. Much will be expected from me in return.
President Bush told Congress to pass a budget or else.
If we fail to enact this agreement, our economy will falter and recession will follow.
Mikhail Gorbachev won the Nobel Peace Prize. In the World Series, the defending champs were blown away by the underdogs.
Cincinnati, the champions of baseball, with an improbable sweep over Oakland.
And here's what the radio sounded like.
Give me something to believe in. All the words can say I need you now. Leave me stranded. So sweet cherry pie. Everybody do the side block.
Those songs were big winners when they hit the air, but when did they? The answer and a touch of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Now is your chance to join the team at North American Lighting. NAL's Flora plant will host open interviews Saturday, September 12th from 8 a.m. until noon for second and third shift operator positions. Applicants should bring a valid ID and fill out the online application at NAL.com. Applicants should first report to the southeast corner of the south parking lot for a brief health screening before their interview. Face masks are required and will be provided before entering the facility.
October 1990. Love takes time.
Mariah Carey and Love Takes Time, the top song of October 1990. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
Back on Morning Coffee with a question of the day. Kind of a solemn day when you reflect on this. I did my memories from the day on 9/11. In fact, I was just reminded by my good friend and colleague Galen Dunn that we were together most of that day as we were at the college, and the events started piling up, and the feelings started getting more pronounced. Where were you, Tom?
I was, we were at home. I came into work at 11 those days, and or went on the air at 11, and we were watching CBS Morning News.
Yes.
And suddenly Bryant Gumbel was in the chair and talking about the first plane, and then we saw the second plane hit, and my wife, because the kids were 3, was like, maybe you should put in a video.
Oh.
So we put in a video. We put in the trumpeter Swan, and when it ended, live coverage was still going on, and both towers were gone.
How about you?
I was at home, eating breakfast, getting set to go to work.
Okay.
I get a call. I'm sitting. I was eating pizza rolls for breakfast.
The breakfast of
and
champions.
A soda. Yeah. And I was sitting watching TV, and I get a phone call. Said, "You need to turn on the TV." And I said, "Oh, what's going on?" Well, something's going on in New York, is what they said. So I turned it on. Well, I immediately called the radio station I was working for, and I said, "I'm on my way," because I was on my way to help out with news and everything.
Right.
It was all hands on deck.
Right.
So,
well, we had just one of the things that came out of that was Frontier Community College bought 3 more TV sets and strategically placed them about campus because we had only one TV set. It was in the student. We called it the student lounge. It's just a small area at the end of the West Classroom building.
Okay.
And that was before we had purchased the Workforce Development Center or Bob Boyle's Hall or any of that stuff. And so, we're in there. I went over there first, and then the crowd started to build. And the more people that got in the room to watch, the quieter it got.
Yeah.
It was a pretty wild experience, to say the least.
And by the way, if you'd like to join us, 842-3715 or 842-2159.
Joni said she was getting ready for work when she heard the news, felt like the world just stopped turning. Went to the office and didn't get anything done all day except watch news.
Wow, man. Liz Ann says she was by her mother while her mother was undergoing chemotherapy. Everyone in the oncology suite, they were just absolutely glued to the TV.
Linda says, my husband called from the coffee shop and said to turn on the TV. I saw the second plane hit the tower. It was horrifying. After watching for a while and hearing of the other attacks, I called my daughter, who worked in the tallest building in downtown Louisville, Kentucky, and asked her to leave work. Thank God her bank had already sent her home. Spent the rest of the day watching in disbelief.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you to all the first responders on this very special day, that they do one fantastic job. And thank them very much from the bottom of my heart.
Agreed.
Amen.
Thank you. Yeah, good point. Brenda says, my husband and I stayed up late watching the night before a special on Pearl Harbor. How ironic was that?
Yeah.
And before going to bed, and we commented on how our parents and our grandparents must have felt during Pearl Harbor, only to have that happened the next day.
And, you know, it was a completely different era when Pearl Harbor happened because you didn't have live coverage.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you had, you know, if you recall, I mean,
You got bits and pieces.
Well, you got the big bulletin on radio is what you got.
Mm-hmm. Jessica said she was working at a bank in Joliet. They were in the break room watching the news before the bank opened when the first plane hit. Then came the second plane. Everyone panicked because planes were still in the air, and Chicago was supposed to be a target.
Martha says, sitting in a hospital waiting room while my husband was in surgery. Watched it all in disbelief with hospital staff. They kept filtering in and out trying to figure out what was happening.
Working in West Salem, says Clara, at the Champion office. Someone had the radio on, and we also were listening to it, watched on TV that evening, had a hard time putting it all together. Sorry to say I've been to all, she says she's been to all 3 crash sites now.
Wow.
She went to them.
Vicky says she was working at the prison. Heard it on the radio in the business office, ran over to the warden's office because only a couple of the offices had radios. Turned the TV on, every one of us were heartsick. So was every true American in the country that day.
Susan says, on my way to work, when it came on the radio about the first tower, a little later the second plane hit. Went to the post office to get the company mail and stopped at my mom's and turned on the TV. Just then, the towers came down. It was like the world had come to an end watching that.
Wow. Rita says she was working in student services at Frontier Community College.
Yeah. Well,
you came in
yes,
and told that a plane had hit the World Trade Center. She logged on to CNN just as the second plane hit. We'll remember that forever.
Yeah, Frida was a great employee out there. All work, of course, according to Schwartzbaugh, at work at a trucking firm and had drivers from all over the United States. That day, they had drivers calling us and families calling us, trying to get a hold of each other to relay messages back and forth.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee. Hello? They hung up on us.
All right. Okay.
Betty says she was in the United Kingdom. Lived off base. Her husband was at work, and her and the kids were taking a nap. Scariest day ever. Didn't see her husband or hear from him for days after that. Obviously, he was in the military.
Gary says, I was getting ready for work and listening to WFIW. Mervis mentioned that a plane had just hit one of the Twin Towers. I turned the TV on we have in the bedroom just in time to see the second plane hit the second tower.
Got another message from another colleague, Galen Dunn, who also was recalling the time we spent together that day out at Frontier. Jeremy says he fell asleep the night before in front of his TV before watching, when he was watching a movie. The morning of 9/11, he woke up because there was a phone call telling him to turn on the TV. He said he tuned in and caught everything going in, saw the second plane go in.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Good morning. I have a personal connection. We had a son that was a lieutenant commander that was there. And the plane went under the floor where they were. And they crawled out amongst all of the smoke and the rebel, not having any idea what happened. They were watching the television, and they knew the towers had been hit when the plane came in to the Pentagon. And, of course, they evacuated and didn't know until they got out sometime later exactly what happened.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
All right, thanks for sharing.
Thank you very much.
And I think there was also a young lady named Pregel from the Sydney area that was there, and they did both survive.
Good.
No.
All right, thank you.
All right,
thank
thanks
you very
for
much.
calling in.
Rosalie said, I was at work and walked to the courthouse. When I went into the circuit clerk's office, Kay Bora told me what had been happening. Such a sad, sad time.
Amanda says she woke up and turned on the television to enjoy her cup of coffee. Actually thought at first it was a movie playing. It was very emotional. Then she went to work that night and just couldn't get the images out of her head. It was on every channel.
Ron says, headed for a doctor's appointment in St. Louis when my son called us. We'll never forget driving past St. Louis Airport and seeing airplanes parked everywhere after the grounding of all air traffic. Remember getting home that evening and seeing it on TV for the first time and not believing what I saw.
Kelsey said my dad was a truck driver. He had been listening to the news. He was under the Sears Tower when they shut everything down, and he had to evacuate the area. I think there was a very clear and present danger that had you worried about being in any identifiable or large building at that time, that there was going to be another plane coming.
Well, I remember being here that day, coming in, and we were an ABC affiliate at the time, so ABC News was on. We were taking the national feed, and I think we kept that up for maybe a day and a half, maybe 2 days. But I remember that day getting calls from parents going, should I get my kids from the schools?
Yeah.
Merlin and Yvette. Merlin was deployed to Kuwait on the Iraqi border with the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One out of Fort Riley, Kansas. Watched the attack on Fox News in the middle of the desert. Retired from the Army in 2006. Was in for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Anything else, Tom?
Let me get this one. Heather says, rocking my 9-month-old son to sleep in our front room in Westfield, Indiana. That son is now 19 and deployed overseas.
Wow.
Man. Kathy was teaching 8th grade English at New Hope School when she got the word, turned on the TV, and watched the second plane hit.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine if you were in grade school at that time.
Oh.
What was going through your mind.
Sure.
I mean, I know what was going through my mind at the time, and I can imagine other adults, but as a child, what was going through your mind at that time?
I know what was going through my mind. It was 2001. That was pre-Carol, before I'd met Carol. She, I know, was thinking her son, Ryan, had just entered the Army Reserve, so I know what she was thinking at that time. And I had 3 teenage boys, and I was thinking, are we on the cusp of a war that's going to be involving them?
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, what it is the Pearl Harbor of our time.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know,
well, you can think of, a few things in your lifetime that you remember what you were doing.
I was in 1st grade for JFK. I was at Frontier Community College for this. I'm trying to think what other events that would be up there.
Columbine?
I don't remember. I was at a radio station in Columbine.
The
I remember the Challenger. I was at
Challenger.
a radio station for that.
I was actually on the air when that
Yeah,
was
you were at Wabash.
Yeah.
And then O.J. Simpson verdict. Do you remember where you were?
Yes, I do.
It was a chase. In the white Bronco.
The white Bronco chase.
The 40-mile-per-hour chase.
I'm not sure where I was
you
for
know
that.
Who I am.
I remember I was in Montrose,
Uh-huh.
if you can believe it. I just got
You were
off
in
the
Montrose?
Montrose. I just got off the interstate and listening to the radio on the O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
I can remember, that filling station there at Montrose.
It's still there, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's where I was for that. I don't remember Columbine. I'm sure I was at a radio station. Challenger, I remember because, that was back in the day, and you had one here too. Over here, the teletype. And the bells meant something.
Right.
Okay, there's
When
one
you
bell.
heard the bells, it was something was going on.
Somebody once told me one bell means, you ought to take a look at this. 2 bells said, it's kind of important. 3 bells were significant. And then this was a 4 bell, and the 4 bell meant usually, and I'm just using this as a euphemism, God is in Boston and he's coming your way.
Yeah.
So I remember 4 bells on the Challenger. But anyway, well, I thought that was meaningful, and I appreciate everybody's participation in that. It's something that we share. I know that at Jasper School today they encouraged the students to wear red, white, and blue. and I thought that was appropriate. I made sure we got our flag out today because I think even though it's not a holiday, I think it's significant to be able to fly the colors. I remember that night going home, living on West Douglas, and I looked up and down the street, and everybody had put their flag out.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really important. Can I remind you of something that I had learned about last night as well as we kind of turn the page now for a second?
Okay.
There's going to be tomorrow. My understanding is that the shooting victim from Alney,
Kyle
Johnson. Kyle Johnson, had a Fairfield connection. Did not graduate from FCHS, but did attend some school at FCHS. And friends of him are going to have two different benefits. They're going to cook tomorrow. One's going to be on the in the morning, is going to be on the front lot at Save-A-Lot. And then tomorrow night, near the bandstand area at Leo French Park. So I just wanted to pass that along because I talked to somebody who was a part of the organization of that last night. Mm-hmm. So we just don't really... We're at a weird point in time right now, aren't we? With this imminent COVID situation here in Wayne County, with it being 9/11, and with some other strange news that makes this sort of an odd part of the summer, to say the least.
Things have really, I don't know, I mean, it's just, you're right, it's just weird.
It's just a weird year.
Yeah.
It is, and you have to wonder.
You know, our kids will be going, yeah, well, I lived through the 2020s.
Yeah.
We're going to have to...
you can do this. You can.
We have to keep track over the weekend. Keep it here for our newscasts over the weekend, because we'll keep real close eye on what happened when it comes to these 60-plus tests that they did, the quick tests. Mm-hmm. Now, my understanding, and Bobcat's not here, but they will
he's
not...
right there.
Oh, Bobcat? With those tests, those quick tests, they will not show up on the state report until it goes through a state test. Is that correct? I believe so. Okay, so...
He believes so, yes.
We might not get immediately the report of what happens with the 60 people that are doing the quick test. We might have to wait as they roll out over the weekend.
It could filter through the weekend.
And it could not. I mean, it may not come as 60 plus all at the same time. It may come as, 11 here, 20 here, something like that. But
and you can't see it, but Jeff is shaking his head yes.
And you may remember, I guess it was this past weekend, whenever the state had, 5,000 some cases announced in one day. Mm-hmm. Some of that was due to a backlog. Right. From just reported results. So that's something to keep in mind, too, that, like you were saying, the results don't all necessarily come in, exactly 48 hours after they were submitted.
You have to worry about the test. I mean, we're not in a huge community. If you've got that many people being tested, do we have enough tests on hand to handle the influx?
Well, that I can't answer.
Yeah.
But, yeah, something to keep an eye on for sure.
Got a call coming in.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
This is Joyce Adams. I was a kindergarten teacher out at New Home.
Yes, ma'am.
And I remember this day very plainly. We were taking computer training. I was not in the classroom with my kids. Someone came down and said, turn on the TV. And all of a sudden we saw all of what was going on. All I could think was, I got to get to my babies. Get back to my classroom.
Thank you, Joyce, for the call.
Thank you.
Appreciate
God bless
it very
you.
much.
Yeah. All right. So you got some questions for us?
I
maybe?
do. Just some general trivia today.
All right. Good.
All righty.
Well, I think so. I think it'd be appropriate.
All right. Question 1 today. What group of animals is known as a flamboyance?
Okay.
A flamboyance.
Yep.
It's a flamboyance.
Mm-hmm. All right. Number 2. Jim Carrey was the star of this 2000 Christmas movie.
Oh.
Who's in Whoville?
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Number 3, which U.S. state is known as America's Dairyland?
Okay.
Pretty easy.
Number 4, what is hummus made from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5, who wrote the classic horror book, It? You know, the one with the clowns.
Yeah.
Number 6, what vegetable is known to help you see
He
in the
writes lots
dark?
of books.
See in the dark?
See in the dark.
Yeah.
Not just see in the dark.
What is the date of the Devil's Night?
Okay.
On what day of the year?
Okay.
All righty. Number 8, in the movie Good Will Hunting, what college does Skylar attend? Yeah. Number 9, what is the scientific name of the process where plants prepare their food?
Okay.
All right. And number 10, what is Harriet Tubman known for?
Okay. Boy, this is
Not Tupperware.
No.
It's not Tupperware.
It's not Tupperware.
Tupperware.
All right, we're going to be back with the answers. Keep it here on Morning Coffee.
Afternoons with the Double D airs from 1 to 4 each weekday afternoon on 104.9 WFIW and WFIWradio.com. I'm Double D, your host, and I play classic hit songs from the 60s through the 90s while also giving out song facts. If you are a business owner and are interested in being a sponsor of this fun and positive radio show, you can call the radio station at 618-842-2159 or email our marketing specialist through the Contact Us page on our website, WFIWradio.com.
The Big Deal Store has a great deal on Bopple's Home Furnishing certificates. Pick one up and get a great value on top quality furniture at Bopple's Home Furnishing in McLeansboro on the south side of the square.
Watermelons.
Healthy.
Cool.
And tasty.
They're grown here and are at the peak of freshness right now.
The Ileana Watermelon Association reminds you that every summer day is better with watermelon.
Bring one home today.
Watermelon.
Hi everyone, I'm your closet. I am stuffed to the max. How many shirts can one person need and who needs this many shoes? Think of it this way. If you do clean me out, you can shop more, so it's a win-win. Just remember, shop Fairfield first and look for great finds at CDC's new to you.
Here's what's going on Saturday, September the 12th. The Jeff Rorton Club will be hosting their monthly breakfast from 7 to 9 a.m. The menu will be all you can eat, sausage, biscuits and gravy, hash browns, scrambled eggs, and pancakes, and the cost is by donation. A farmer's market will be held every Saturday, weather permitting, at the Wayne County Courthouse. Vendors are welcome. For more information, contact Dana Wilson at 599-0173. And on Sunday, September 13th, the Fairfield Coin Club will be having their coin show and auction at Frontier Community College. Doors will open at 9 a.m. Meeting and auction will start at 1:30. In accordance with the CDC and contract with the college, the club is asking that everyone please wear a mask and that you observe social distancing guidelines.
Let us keep you company from 5:36 to 6 each weekday morning. I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yonke.
And we lead the RFD Radio Network team.
Give us 23 minutes every morning, and we will share the latest farm and agriculture news that could affect your life as a farmer, agribusiness professional, school board member, or landowner.
We're not sure what you're doing at 5:36 each morning.
Yeah, we're not sure we want to know.
Whether you're in the barn, cab, truck, or shower, or on the treadmill, tune in to this station and let us do the work for you, bringing you the news that you need for the day.
Join us here on your favorite local radio station every weekday morning. Stay tuned in throughout the day.
Local radio is still the best way to stay connected to your community.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
Does your financial future depend on the performance of a single investment? In any type of market, allocating your investments among a variety of assets may help minimize risk. I understand the importance of asset allocation and can design a diversified portfolio based on your risk profile to help you attain your goals. For details, call me, Chris Conard, at 842-7855. That's 842-7855. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned.
Your Classic Hits Fairfield area weather forecast. Sunshine today, high 88. Partly cloudy tonight, low 65. For tomorrow, 40% chance for showers, high 88. Partly cloudy, 82 on Sunday. For Monday and Tuesday, sunshine. The highs each day in the low 80s. Overnight low 64. Yesterday's high was 88. Currently, humidity at 100%. Winds from the north-northwest at 6 miles an hour. And the pressure at 30.19. Partly cloudy skies, 68 right now at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar looks good this morning. Nothing showing up anywhere in the area in terms of precipitation. Radar weather brought to you this morning by the Conard Financial Group.
I love that polyester look. The Bobcat's on the prowl outside here, you know.
I saw that.
Yes, he is. He's ready to pounce.
I think so.
All right.
All right. Number 1. What group of animals is known as a flamboyance?
You going to try that?
You don't know?
I don't know.
They get their color from their food, and they have vocal cords.
That's a flamboyance?
A flamboyance of flamingos.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say they get their color from their food. It sounds like all 3 of my sons before they were 20.
They were taco colored?
Yeah, taco, Sancho color.
All right, number 2. In this 2000 Christmas movie, Jim Carrey is the star. What's the movie called?
That's The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Number 3, which U.S. state is known as America's Dairyland?
Well, it's got to be up there around Madison, doesn't it?
Be Wisconsin. Is be the state.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Why you didn't say
It's
Wisconsin?
the capital
You
of
said
Wisconsin.
Madison. I was thinking Madison, Illinois.
No, that's the capital of other things. No dairy cows in Madison, Illinois.
Number 4, what's hummus made from?
You know, I don't have a clue.
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas, it is.
Son of a gun.
All right.
Do you eat hummus? Do you like hummus?
I don't eat hummus.
I've had hummus. It's not bad, but I'm not going to go out of my way for hummus.
For some
I'm
reason,
not going to purchase
My
hummus.
granddaughter loves hummus.
I have a son that just loves something. They got it in their refrigerator all the time. Do you?
She also loves pork rinds, too, at 6.
That's because someone turned her on to him, and they should be ashamed of that.
Why would you be
Why?
ashamed of pork rinds?
You don't need to be feeding little kids pork rinds. Look at that. Shame. Shame.
All right, number 5. Who wrote It?
It? What do you mean, Ed?
Who wrote the book It?
He writes lots of books, all of them horror. Wrote Christine.
Stephen King?
Yeah.
There you go.
Stephen King.
That's an easy guess, wasn't it? Even a blind hog can find an acorn now and then.
You bet.
Got a hint.
All
You
right.
did.
Number 6. What vegetable is known to help you see in the dark?
Well, carrots are good for your eyes. They got
Yeah.
carotene.
Carrot is the winner.
Carrot
Oh,
is the
okay.
winner.
All right.
I was going to guess carrot because,
Well, Bugs Bunny's got great
helps
eyes.
you see, but
Sure.
Number 7. What's the date of the Devil's Night?
13th? The 13th of any month?
October 31st.
No.
No?
No.
No? The Devil's Night.
Bobcat doesn't seem to know either.
Devil's Night is
Yes.
October 30th.
30th.
October 30th is Devil's Night.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll take your word.
All right. Number 8. In the movie Good Will Hunting, what college does Skylar attend?
I'll just say Harvard.
It is Harvard.
What a great guess on my part.
I know. All right, number 9. What's the scientific name of the process where plants prepare their food?
How about photosynthesis?
Very good.
Look at you. You're just knocking it out of the park here,
Well, you
man.
know,
He didn't even need a hint.
I know.
go in there and look on that wall, buddy.
All right. And number 10.
Maybe he's a plant doctor.
That's true. Number 10. What is Harriet Tubman known for?
I'm going to just die that I don't know this. Do you have a clue, Tom?
She wrote a book. She wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin.
No.
Didn't she?
No.
No.
She did not.
No.
She what? She was Moses.
Grandma
Yep.
Moses.
Uh-huh.
Grandma Moses, is that
Grandma
what her name?
Moses leading
Oh,
slaves to freedom through the Underground
there you
Railroad.
go. Okay. There you go. 10 questions. 10
questions,
answers.
10 answers.
What time we got here?
We got a little bit of time.
Got
We got a couple of minutes.
Okay, so what you got planned for the weekend, dude?
I don't know.
I don't want to do anything.
I don't ever know anything.
Oh, you haven't been told yet.
I haven't been told
what your plans are.
You're going to be doing some work, and maybe I tell you what'd be nice.
No, I did all that last weekend.
What I really need is for Tina to submit the work order to me so that I can go over with you here before the weekend.
So you know what you're doing and
You know
exactly how to do it.
You know what I got this? I got a message on my phone this morning.
Yeah.
And she said, I have found chocolate chips leading from the kitchen to the bed and in the bed.
Was it a Hansel and Gretel thing?
I don't
Were you
remember
leaving
it.
clues or what?
I must have been sleepwalking and grabbing chocolate chip
Yeah,
cookies
low
last
in the
night.
middle of the night. And
No,
chocolate chips.
I get you. I tell you what I did.
Were they all smushed into the carpet? Let's
Must
hope they
have
weren't
been.
smushed into the carpet.
She's
you know,
mad. She's
in
mad.
our house, we have the rabbit, and chocolate just means completely different thing.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes, this is Pam Robbins, and I am driving on 64 toward Mount Vernon, and all the overpasses in Jefferson County have flags and/or EMT people.
Emergency units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is wonderful.
Yeah, that is.
And I would suggest everybody, if you have a flag, put it out today. I think that while it's not an official holiday, I think everybody knows what 9/11 means.
Thanks for the call, Pam, by the way.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
And if you see your police and your fire department employees out,
yes, as
say
first
thank you.
responders, thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mark. Well, I hope you have a good weekend. I hope it's a quiet weekend here in Wayne County.
We do.
Thank you for joining us. God bless America.
Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by its tail, and your third fiancé didn't show. Sometimes you wanna